Hi, it's Charlene with Weight Release the New Thought Way. Oh, I left my closet open. I do apologize. I should go and close it. In fact, I will. I'm going to. Hmm, how do I? You know what? I'm going to let it just stay open because it took me a long time the other day when I tried to do that whole thing of closing stuff and whatever. Anyway, so this is Weight Release the New Thought Way. I was not on yesterday. As I told you on Saturday, I was going to a barbecue and I thought that I would be back in time. And it just, I went a little later. They started actually after I got there. So, and it was a lot of fun. I have to just say, it was a great deal of fun. It was nice to see my former student who is living on her own and has a beau and her beau's friend family came and a couple of her friends came to the Bronx for the first time. And I went to a park I'd never been in before. I'd never been to the Pelham Bay Parkway park, athletic park, playground and park. Anyway, has nothing to do with weight release except that it was a delicious time. I didn't overeat. I had a great time, lots of salad. Um, and real food as well. They picked up salmon burgers to grill for me, and that was delicious. Alrighty, so today we're talking about prayer, and in fact, I want to let you know that I'm going to do a second one after this one, also on prayer, and that's because I missed yesterday. Of course, I don't want you to lose out. So today we're talking about prayer and weight release. And I know you're wondering, what the heck does Charlene think that prayer can do for weight and releasing it? But you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. So if you think about um, when you were created, that you were created, we were all created with with the emphasis of being in God's image. So if you think about that, was did you think God created us with baggage, with heavy bags on our body and on our shoulders and on our person? No. Do you think that God is heavy? Do you think God's heavy at all? Probably not. Probably you don't think that. So if you if the world is weighing you down and you know as a child there wasn't anything that was weighing you down, right? You were completely and probably felt the freest you could possibly be from birth to about 7 years old, maybe even 9. It just depends on where you were living and and how you were living, of course. Um, so if you think about that, then our challenges came from outer, the outer world, either the people that were around us, our parents, their friends and relatives and whomever. Because I think I told you about, um, so when I was a baby, well, or until about 9 or 10 years old, I was considered too skinny, and that was just the times. I'm not going to tell you what year it was because I'm still vain. But it was at a time when skinny was not in. So every single person that my mother introduced me to would say, "Oh, she's really thin. Aren't you feeding her enough? She's too thin. Oh, she's too thin." Every single person I met from I don't know, from 4 to 8, 8.5 or 9, probably until 9. Every single person that I personally met through my mother or even my father, even at service at church, they would say, "Oh, she's too thin." I, and of course, that went into my psyche. And I've already told you this story, so I won't tell you again. But um, and I was reared by a nurse and a father. So prayer was there, but as a child, you don't know what you don't know. And I'm going to turn this off, and excuse me for a minute because I think I forgot to make sure that my phone will not ring. So I'm going to just do that really quickly. Um, but in any case, let me just communication between yourself and the creator, which is what prayer is. Prayer is, in fact, a little more than that. It is also, yes, I did turn that off. All right. It is also protection, transformation, and restoration. So let me explain those to you a little. So it's it steps create what prayer does is it steps up our mental action when we go into prayer, and we may have questions when we're sitting down and going into our upper room, and our upper room is our mentality or our mental mind. We take time to slow down, to quiet what's going on in our outer world, and to commune with God, with the source, with our creator. So we're, in essence, every single day that we awaken, we are looking for reassurance. And if we look on the outside of ourselves, we're not real our spirit is not satisfied, right? So at that point, we might try and satisfy with outer things, like putting food or drink into our mouths or whatever. So if since we know God is love, prayer to ourselves. And so with we have fallen out of love with self, fallen out of love with God, and we no longer have that reassurance. So if things come into us, that come toward us, bombastic things from people we love or think we love, people of authority, or maybe even perfect strangers. I'll tell you about that. Something that happened to me not too long ago, in the last 6 months, um, and it doesn't bounce off. Even if it doesn't bounce off right away, but it doesn't bounce off within, I don't know, a couple of hours or even 24 hours. If it doesn't bounce off, then we'll probably try and take something in that'll cushion or take away that pain, that or hole that you're that's that's um, that's in your body, that's opening up, and when other people say other things, it widens and you just don't know what you're doing. So if that's what's happening, and then you're putting food in your body and it seems to cushion it and make it feel like that hole is being filled up, in reality, your spirit is not, it's not getting to your spirit. It's just the internal the internal feeling, not really the spirit. So with prayer, what you're doing is you are going back to the source, and you are basically filling the hole that was put there by the out from the outside to your spirit. So as you're filling that hole that was, like, we'll say that was like this, with food, it opens. It might feel soft and comfy at first, but then the hole itself still is opening with more food, more drink, whatever it is, whatever it is that your body does not, um, has too much of. So it'll open and open and open and open. But when you take the time to go to source, to go into the upper room and to commune with God, your source, then you are slowly closing that wound up. And that baggage that you thought that would never go away slowly closes up and it disappears. And that's what prayer does. So I think that's about it. If you want to know what, what I base this on. I do have prayer scriptures that I base this on. And in fact, I'll put them down below right next to the subscription box. I hope that you will subscribe, like, and also leave me a comment. Please, please leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what you say about this installment. And what else did I want to tell you today? Oh, the first there, I believe, is August 17th. I'm pretty sure it's August 17th. I just want to make sure because that basically actually sounds like a Thursday because, no, that's a Wednesday. It is on the 15th. The second one's on the 24th. And the third one is in September. It's the week before the course. All right. I will be talking to you very shortly, actually. And actually, I'm going to have like a 2 hour break, and then I'll come back and talk to you more. All right. Bye bye. Have a good one. It's great talking to you. This is Charlena with Weight Release, the New Thought Way. Bye bye.